Now, it's been widely reported that some Republicans seem to want to take another crack at Obamacare even after the disastrous failure that is Trumpcare. Now, Trump and the Freedom Caucus, it's reported, they're continuing to negotiate for a repeal and replacement plan, even as Obamacare itself becomes more and more popular, since the Republican plan has been shown to have been far, far worse for the American people. Now, that doesn't mean the ACA doesn't already have its problems, and we can't ignore that, but also the ACA is much better than the ACHA, so the American Healthcare Plan. So, now, according to a new poll, more people would rather fix those issues than scrap the law entirely. So we've seen, since the election of Donald Trump, a lot more people saying, hey, you know what I want to do? I don't want to get rid of Obamacare. Turns out I didn't really mean that. I actually want to fix it now, since we realize how important this is. So, okay. Now, let's see. A new Kaiser Health Tracking Poll has found out that a vast majority of Americans want the Trump administration to protect, save, and expand Obamacare. Now, the poll found that 75% of respondents said that the current administration should, quote, do what they can to make the health care law functional. Okay. Well, if you want it to stay functional, well, maybe you should not touch it, just not do anything. That wouldn't make it functional, wouldn't fix any of the problems, but it would still work. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not in that camp, as you guys know. I think there needs to be improvements to the ACA as we transition ourselves away from a for-profit healthcare system to a Medicare for all type of system. But look, I digress, okay? Now, only 19% of respondents said President Trump should do what he can to make the law fail, like he said. So, yeah, remember Trump's like, hey, man, if you don't pass this law, I'm just going to let Obamacare fail. 20% of people were like, yes, make it fail. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Now, that's actually not bad as far as polling goes. So 20%, that's a very small minority. So 19% of people polled are assholes. They want it to fail. Okay, that's not bad. Broken down by party affiliation, you will not be surprised to find that 19% of those people are Republicans. Okay, that 19% of assholes that want it to fail are all pretty much Republicans. Now, the poll says, quote, the desire to make Obamacare work was particularly strong among Democrats and independents, with 89% of Democrats and 78% of independents urging the administration to make a positive effort. A majority of Republicans, however, also favored trying to make Obamacare work, while 38% want the administration to do what it can to make the law fail. 51% want the president and his team to do what they can to make it work. So that 19% mostly is made up of Republicans that are like, we don't care about healthcare. We don't care about you. Make it fail so that I can get some tax cuts. Interesting. Now, again, even a majority of Republicans, probably the ones that just recently found out that Obamacare and the ACA are the same exact thing, are saying, hey, let's make the law better, cover everybody, decrease premiums, do all that. Now, ironically, I read a Vox article this recently. I know, right? Where there's like, I went to Trump country and I got most Trump supporters to agree on single payer. Now, why is that? No, he kind of went into it and was like, well, it's not exactly the fact that, you know, it covers everyone or that it's such a better system. But actually, it is a better system. But he said, tried to frame it in a way, I guess, where Trump supporters were more concerned about equality of care. Hey, why should those people on Medicaid get better coverage than us who are paying for health insurance premiums? That's not fair. Well, that's a perfect reason to make a single-payer Medicare for all system where everybody pays the same. Or, I'm sorry, everybody gets the same amount of care paid for by taxes. Okay, there you go. Again, Medicare for all, we all want that same level of care, and that promise that we're gonna all have health care when we need it. Okay, so let's get to the disastrous failure of Trumpcare. How do people feel about that? Now, the poll also found that 64% of Americans believe that the GOP's failure to pass its Obamacare repeal bill was a good thing. 64% of Americans are like, oof, man, we're glad that was over. That was a train wreck. That dumpster fire of a bill. Thank goodness that did not pass, because that would have hurt. Because again, all the experts in the CBO said it would throw 24 million people off their health insurance. It would raise premiums, especially for older people or sicker people, and would end up delivering less health care while simultaneously cutting taxes for the wealthiest among us. But we don't like that. We don't want the rich to get a tax cut. But again, that's what the whole entire repeal nonsense was about. The only thing they wanted to repeal was the taxes from Obamacare, the Medicare tax. Okay, the taxes that would affect the smallest amount of households. Remember, the average household of the 400 richest people in America would receive a $7 million tax cut. So there's that. Okay, now the American people, again, we're not interested in any of that. They actually want cheaper, more affordable health care. Even Trump supporters want single payer because it is cheaper, more affordable, okay, and it covers everyone. It covers what they need. And Obamacare, while it is a step in the right direction, it is not quite where we need to go. We need to go further. We need to expand to Medicare for all. Now, how do people feel about the failure of Trumpcare? See, this is important for the context for the next story that we're going to do. 52% of Americans said that they felt relieved that Republicans were unable to pass the health care bill, and 44% felt happy. So again, a lot of people sighing, breathing a sigh of relief, while just 40% said we were disappointed following the failure of the bill, with 20% again being angry. That people got to keep their health care. I am so angry about that. Goddamn, I don't want them to have health care. I want to have health care. I don't want them to have health care. Them poor people. So there you have it. A majority of the American people like the ACA. They want to keep it and eventually expand it, and to work with Democrats and not the extreme right to actually fix it and not destroy it. So look, the American people have spoken, and they don't want Trumpcare, and they don't just want to keep Obamacare the same. They actually want to fix it. They actually want to expand it, and that seems to be the opposite of what the Trump administration is looking to do. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.